Greetings and welcome to the channel. Today's video is about entering the God state. In a previous video we talked about the God state. This God state is a state of realization that we are God, a formless, shapeless awareness, and a limitless, timeless form of existence. For more information, please check the I Am state video. When we are in the God state, we can manifest effortlessly because we have risen beyond the physical limitations. During this state, we are formless, and whatever we attach to our I am and believe, we can become. In this state of complete detachment, a definite singleness of purposeful thought can be indelibly engraved upon your unmodified consciousness. Being in the God state means that we are detached from the limitations of the old man, and we are in a formless, almost floating state, a state that is easier to accept any impression we believe, so it can be objectified without any form of resistance. To rise to the level of any state is to automatically become the state in expression. But in order to rise to the level that you are now expressing, you must completely drop the consciousness with which you are now identified. Until your present consciousness is dropped, you will not be able to rise to another level. So how do we rise to another level? How can we get into this God state that will enable us to become pure, formless awareness, leaving all limitations behind? Everything in Neville's approach brings us back to the deep state of relaxation. So once again, it would be extremely difficult to reach that I am or God state without first getting into a deep state of relaxation. Floating is a psychological state which completely denies the physical. Through practice in relaxation and willfully refusing to react to sensory impressions, it is possible to develop a state of consciousness of pure receptivity. So, in order to reach this state, we should drop the current consciousness of limitations that we are occupying and be able to relax to the point that we refuse to react to any sensory impressions and reach a state so deep that we lose the awareness of our own body, or as Neville mentions, until your present consciousness is dropped, you will not be able to rise to another level. Hypnagogia is the key to most of Neville's techniques, because during this state our mind is extremely suggestible and more accepting towards subconscious impressions. So until we bring ourselves to a deep hypnagogic state, a state between sleep and wakefulness that we can attain vivid or dreamlike imaginal scenes without losing awareness, we would not be able to enter the God state. The invitation of the scriptures to be absent from the body and be present with the Lord is not given to a select few. It is a sweeping call to all mankind. The body from which you are invited to escape is your present conception of yourself with all of its limitations, while the Lord with whom you are to be present is your awareness of being. And this makes sense, because how would it be possible to deny any sensory input from our physical body and reaching this floating state without leaving this body of limitations? So, after getting into this hypnagogic state, we affirm silently, I am. We need to incorporate feeling while repeating I am, and we need to feel formless. We need to emphasize the intensity of feeling that is needed, so the subconscious becomes impressed with the idea of being formless. Of course, this is exactly why we need to firstly induce the deep hypnagogic state so that the feeling is easier to be impressed. To accomplish this seemingly impossible feat, you take your attention away from your problem and place it upon just being. You say silently but feelingly, I am. Do not condition this awareness, but continue declaring quietly, I am, I am. Simply feel that you are faceless and formless, and continue doing so until you feel yourself floating. As Neville states, after affirming, we should experience something like a floating sensation, but this does not end here. Now, this floating or rising sensation signifies that we have left our physical body and are beyond its limitations, and that we are occupying a state of realization that at this moment we are nothing but awareness. This wonderful experience of rising and floating is the signal that you are absent from the body or problem and are now present with the Lord. In this expanded state, you are not conscious of being anything but I am. I am. You are only conscious of being. This state of realization is extremely important because we have a deep understanding that everything appears to be divinely possible because of this deeper nature inside of us we just encountered. And whatever we feel and believe ourselves to be during this state becomes our natural expression of being. When this expansion of consciousness is attained, within this formless deep of yourself, give form to the new conception by claiming and feeling yourself to be that which you, before you entered into the state, desired to be. You will find that within this formless deep of yourself, all things appear to be divinely possible. Anything that you sincerely feel yourself to be while in this expanded state becomes, in time, your natural expression. And that was the end of our video. Now, don't forget, if you enjoy this kind of content, you can always leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.